So to make a game, first you have to download Unity. And to do that, if you can download, you can search up Unity right there, and then go there. Let's get started. Then you can download the personal and download it. So once you did that, then you can download Unity Hub or normal Unity. I'm doing normal Unity Hub. So you press new, and then you can select a 2D project because that's simple, and we can call it 2D project, and we can create that. And when it's ready, it will um load all the stuff. So this is what it will look like. So you won't usually have all these tabs. These are just there because I had them. So first, this is a scene, and we're going to add a player. So first you right click on here. It should be right here at the same location. Right click, press U no 2D sprite, and then you can rename it by pressing F2 and then player, and then you can press that little icon right there in the corner of the screen, and next to sprite to select the sprite, and you can select which one you want. I'm gonna select knob because that's like a circle, so it's really small. So you can first press on the transform if you want in the center, right click and do reset position. I'm just gonna, and then the scale, we're gonna scale it up from 8 to 8. We don't need to do on the Z because that is 3D. So this is what we have. We don't need we can use this tile palette. So we'll get into the basics of that. So first, this is a player, I guess, and then gonna add component. And we have to add a script. We can add a lot of stuff. Well, first we can add a collider, a circle collider. What that does is you can touch it, like it has like something to touch. So I'm going to zoom in by scrolling forward and make sure this collider is right. Or we can just change the radius to point some point 1 to 0.075. Oh no, not that. Yeah, like that. That seems, let's do 0.9. That seems good. So that's a good player. So if we can see on our game tab, let's change it to their free aspect. So that's good. So now if we press play, then as you can see, it does nothing. So we can add some physics to it so it actually can move around. Make sure it's got a rigid body. And since we're doing 2D, select rigid body 2D. And then now it automatically sets everything up, but we can always change it. Now it just falls right down a little bit slow. So first, we if we want it to move around like I'm doing, we can set the gravity scale right here to 0 because we don't want gravity. And then we can don't want anything to rotate. Then we can freeze rotation and position, but we don't want to do that. So we can change any of these. Dynamic means it is normal. Kinematic means it can only change when you code it, which I'll show. And static means it can't change. So we want it dynamic. And now if we want to code, we press add component like we did for there. And then now we can type in the name of the script. Let's just call it player. Then there's an option called new script. Press that and then press create and add. And we want it in C# if there is. Now it appears on the assets. We double click it. It might open in Visual Studio. And like if there's like when you type stuff in and it doesn't autofill, just restart this because it should. So uh, so we can have variables. So the first thing we can do is we can do public int or float speed. That'll tell how fast the player can move with the WASD or arrow keys. We can move it around. So and then also we need a rigid body 2D. You can make it public or not. And then we're at the start. We're going to say oh, rigid body 2D RB. You can call it RB or whatever you want. So we in the start we can say RB set to equal to get component. Now like we added it, we can get it from code. Then we can access all the things from it from code. So this is how we're gonna do it, and we're gonna rigid body 2D just like that, and we have to put parentheses and there. So now update is so first we can do rb.velocity, and it's a vector too. That means there's a x and a y, like how where it's moving on x is horizontal and y is up and down. So let's say you want it to move up, then you can set the velocity equals, and to create a vector 2 you do new vector 2, and then you can type so the x number, let's do 2, and F for float if you don't have to, and then Y you can move it up like 3. So now it'll move left, uh, uh, it'll move right 2 and up 3. If you change this to like per second or something, it'll move faster the more you have it. So let's try that out, and if it load now, and then we don't, okay, so now do this, as you can see it moves that way, but we want to control it. So we can delete that. And there's also speed. So first to get what we're like moving, what we want to do, we do input get axis like that. Input get axis, and then we can do, let's make it bigger. Input get axis. Then you can do a quotation, and then let's do horizontal. This is a float, so you can do float. Let's say x is horizontal, so x equals that. Then we can do control D to duplicate that line. We can do y equals, and instead of horizontal, vertical. Now since we now know what we can do, know what we have, so we can create a new vector 2. So we can do rb.velocity equals new vector 2, and we can do X because we want X comma Y. But we have to see how fast it goes because it's going really slow. So we can either do times speed like that. That just multiplies both numbers times the speed, or you can, instead of doing that, you can do times speed and y times speed. That's the exact same thing, but we're just gonna do like this because it's simpler. So now the update is called every frame. So that's like how many every time per second. That's like, let's say 400. So that would work. Now go to here and we press play. So now we have to control the speed from here. So we can actually do, let's say speed the 10. Now we can move it so that's what we can do. Let's say I want to move it, right? I can do that and up and down. Everything. Let's make it a little bit bigger so we can move around and see it. Okay. Now since we have that, now we have that. So a next thing we can do is make it. We can make other things. So let's go here. Let's stop the game. Here, right click, and then let's create a tile map. This is a tile map, and then to create a new palette, here we click here. And if you don't have this tile palette, go up here, click window, and then say layout. No, we go. This is all the windows, like tile thing is a window. So 2D and then tile palette right there. So I have that and it comes up here. So we click create new palette name. We can set the name to whatever. Let's just call it wall and press create. And it'll open this. It gives you the link, the thing, and then let's just create it. Select it here. Creates a wall palette here. So first, what we can do, let's zoom that out. You can see the game small. Okay. And then we can, so let's find a texture. So we can go to asset store. Let's find a tile map. Let's just get any tile map that is free. You want it free. Just find anything. Like, let's get this or this, and you can get anything. Well, what I like actually, it's for free platform game assets. Okay. Now you get this one by Bayat Games, and it's free. It has really cool stuff. When you press import, you can press import, and that does this thing. Then it brings this whole list of stuff where you have to put it in your game. So whatever you want, you can select in whatever, but we're just gonna import. Also press import here. And then it says importing packages and stuff. So it's writing package items, so it's downloading all the stuff. Now we have that. And it's still doing stuff. So it takes a little bit of time. It'll get faster. So see, it's going a little bit faster now, but it's still pretty good. So actually, once we have done that, there's drag tile or sprite or texture assets here. So when it does that, we can select all of them and drag it here. I'll show you how, and you can create account on the asset store, which is really helpful. So that's what we can do. So now this is almost done downloading. So just a little bit more. So okay, now it's done downloading. So to drag the tiles first in the under assets, which is right here, you can go this arrow next to Bayak Games because that's where we download from. You can close this package thing, we don't need it. Then furry platform game assets, that will be downloaded. So first, the character. So first we can change the player, the sprite. We can actually drag. Let's open the character and PNG. Let's just do character. PNG one, no. Character animation. Yeah. So first, let's do idle just for now. Let's do 2x because that's higher. So we can do, because this is, if you can see, this is multiple images. Paint.net is a really good tool to edit and do stuff, especially for creating pixel art. So once you have all of these, then we don't need them. We can just so this is import settings. If you press this, now we can have changed these. So first, what we want to change is the type of thing it is, because now it's just one giant uh, thing. If we drag in the scene, it just shows like that, but we don't want that. So we're gonna press sprite editor, and now we can determine which ones are separate. So we press sprite editor and slice. So we splice the things to what we want. Oops. Custom outline. Nope. Keep clicking on stuff. Generate. So it looks good. That's what we want. And apply. So now, as you can see, oh no, we also have to do the sprite editor also. So we can why is it not working? So if this works, oh, because in this in this import setting we have to change this to multiple. Apply. Now we can apply this. Now we can do slice, automatic, and then slice. Now slice it into each individual thing. As you can zoom in, you see very thin white lines outlining. Might not see it here, but you can see it in the thing. Like there are very thin white line outlining each thing. And then press apply. Now if you can click that, it shows every single thing. So we can still drag. We can't drag everything, and now we can only drag one thing. So first, let's just for now, animations will be in another video. But first, we can go in the player and drag the first image into the sprite render. Instead of knob, we do this thing. So immediately, that looks really big. So actually, we can, instead of 100, we can do 1,000. And apply. So now it's normal size, so we can still play it, and we can still move around the player. Oh, speed. because we have set it to 0. So just set it to 10. So now we can't change anything play mode or delete. So now we can move and everything, move, then like all that. Okay, so now that's good. So for the tile maps, under Bayah Games, we can close the character, open the environment, PNG, and all the things. Those are these you can have these as tile maps also. But what we really want is, where is it? You can go to so let's make this bigger if it's hard to find. You can go here and then just do um somewhere tiles. You can go to tiles, PNG. We can whatever side. Let's do 256 by 256. And now, since we have all of these, first in this grid, we change the pixels or size. So cell size is, I guess, what happens when you change Z to 1 is it becomes 3D, but we don't want that. So let's just don't worry about that. So when you go to the grid, going to do the layout, it should be rectangle. It's X, Y, Z. Don't change any of that. So we have all those settings. Now all these. So on here, you can select all of these. So you click on the first one, shift, and then the last one. Now we can drag all of it to this tile palette. You can drag it anywhere. Now we can just now it's gonna want a tile map. Select the main folder. Somewhere. Oh, huh? It doesn't. Oh, so you click that and now it doesn't right. So you can press this paintbrush and now and right click to move around. We can paint a scene. But first we can add a tile map collider. You can tile map collider 2D, so we can do that. Max out change count, just leave that. Then so we can do that, and then we can paint. Select the paintbrush, select whatever you want to do, and it's actually too big, so we can select all of these, and so move the unselect, just select, change all of these import settings, and then select input, and then pixels per unit is not 100, it's 256. And filter mode, let's do point no filter, press apply. Now instantly you can see that the tile maps line up. Now you can just paint. Let's draw something nice. So let's do something there. You can select dirt. actually do that. We can fill the rest with dirt, and we can do basically anything. So now we have that. If we press play, as you can see, this is our scene. We can't, since this rolls, we can actually fix that by going to player. We can do that. Go to player, and then constraints freeze rotation. And instead of a circle collider, we can do polygon collider 2D, and that traces out all the stuff. We can right click, remove component. Now there's a polygon, so it looks perfect, almost. So now we can play. It's a little more normal. You can move around. It's still not really good. So, um, we can, I guess we can jump. Jumping is a whole nother thing, but this is the basics of how to create a game. And that's all for this video.